I think the statistics going into the game says enough for itself. I think most of the games that have been Test cricket that's been played in this venue in the recent past has indicated that teams that have bowled first it ended up winning. I think a high percentage of the games, and I think that was the thinking behind it. I'm sure it was, it was moving around a bit in the beginning. It was sort of, I think, slowish off the wicket, but. Assessing the first hour, I thought we did well and we bowled well, and I think having them 90 for 4, we had a real opportunity to make some inroads. I think it was, like I say, 90 for 4, we had a real opportunity. I thought that Shaun Marsh and Steve Smith played really, really well. It was pretty much a chanceless partnership. The ball did get a lot softer, and the wicket did play a lot bit slower and better as the day went on. So. I thought that we had our opportunities, but credit to them, they really batted really well. No, I think it was just generally an assessment of what's worked on this ground in the past, and I think based on that was the decision that the guys made. He played pretty decently for a guy that made 120. No, we didn't sense any body language in any way, but no, he played really well. It's not for us to say who should be playing and who shouldn't be playing. I mean, we all know that Shaun Marsh is a really good player, and he started off well in his Test career, and he's shown today how good a player he is. So I thought we bowled well in the beginning, but he was under pressure in the beginning and he took some blows and so on. But he showed once again that he adapted well to the conditions, and the longer he stayed there, the easier it became. Yes, it is the case. I think he had some bit of diarrhea overnight, but for a guy that's bowled 21 overs, he looks like he's doing all right. I thought it was a serious effort from Dale today. I think we should make it clear, and I think we saved everyone a bit of typing, energy, and everything else, and not make no comparison to Jacques Kallis. Let's leave it right there. He is an exceptional cricketer, and I think it's unfair to be making comparisons to him. He's one of the world's best cricketers. But as far as my own position in the team is concerned, I was given the task of performing this all-rounders role at bowling second change or first change, and obviously having a huge role to play at number 7, and I see it as that. So I don't, as I say, there's no indication of how many Test matches I'll play or whatever, but I'll try and make use of the opportunity as best I can. I thought I started off all right. It was obviously challenging. Going to the second session and third sessions, the ball got a lot softer and older, and they played really well, but that's my role in the team. I'm going to have to do the hard work and the hard yards, and when the wicket is starting to flatten out and there's maybe not that sideways movement that you have on the ball, it's my job to then block one end up to make sure that Dale and Mornay and Vernon and them are fresh to be able to take on other spells. So I think it'll be work in progress and something that I'll learn and have to learn as quickly as possible. But for a start, I thought I was happy with the way it went. No, I think today was just a case of us again starting. I thought we started off well. I mean, 90 for 4, and I think any team would take that from a bowling perspective. Like again, I say we had opportunities, but they batted really well. They got to give credit to the way that Marsh and Smith batted. Maybe we should have, we could have increased the intensity going into the second session or so. But tomorrow's another day. We're going to have to come back fighting, and I think that this team has showed its character in the past to come back and bounce back the following day. And I've got no doubt that the boys will respond positively tomorrow morning. I think in the first session it was slowish, and because of that you actually want to err on the fuller side. And as the ball got softer, you might tended to maybe have stayed back of a good length. But but it's again an assessment of how the new ball is going to play. Going into the game, it might be a bit of a new ball type of wicket where you don't have to try and strike with a new ball, and then try and be as patient as possible as the ball gets older. But that's the first day's assessment. As far as the next 2 or 3 days goes, it'll be a continuous assessment of what length is going to be good on that wicket. No, I don't think we should pinpoint any target or total whatsoever. Our focus is going to try and be tomorrow to try and make sure that we try and build as much pressure as possible, and through that pressure we can then try and take some wickets. We know that they've still got a few dangerous batters in Haddon and Johnson, and a few others to come. So if we can get a few wickets up front tomorrow morning, then we're in with the sniff. So I think that it's going to be a case of stepping up tomorrow when we have that first hour and try and build as much pressure as we can. Yeah, look, as far as players are concerned in world cricket nowadays, I'm sure most of the computer analysts have info of all the guys coming in. So it was a possibility. We knew it was a possibility that Sean would play, and we obviously as a team prepared for any possibility that if there's some changes that comes in, that we make sure that we're ready for that.